This understanding, this very singular understanding of Pratitya-Samutpada has completely changed the way I see everything. One way I might describe it, and you used to say this all the time, and it took me a while to get it, but you used to say you begin to see that everything's magical. Mm-hmm. Like nothing is stuck in its place. Mm-hmm. So that nothing can really be ordinary because, for example, you look at a person, you think you know them. Mm-hmm. But that's a fixed concept. Mm-hmm. But in fact, everyone is changing and influenced by other things, and things are being interrupted and moving, and you can never really say what something is or how something is or what, and so you begin to see in a more nuanced way. Mm-hmm. That nothing is really stuck, and you can never be right, which is very interesting because it really cuts through any sense of dogma or, doubt or belief. Mm-hmm. So it does make the world magical, or it is already magical, but your thoughts loosen. Yes. Your fixed concepts loosen. So even with your own suffering, that starts to happen. Mm-hmm. Like you feel something arises and immediately you feel doomed, usually. Mm-hmm. But then with the practice and the analysis that comes with this practice, you begin to look more deeply into the nature of what's going on. And with a more nuanced way of looking, it opens up into a much different experience. Mm-hmm. And I think that's liberation, the liberation that comes through this practice.
Yes, it's kind of like leaves you in a place of really kind of wonderment and the openness and this tender feeling
that's
of seeing things all how it's connected, and then not, literally. I mean, not just by preference, but not literally, with your own kind of innate wisdom, able to objectify anything, right?
Exactly. Objectify or reify. It doesn't allow that.
Yeah, it doesn't allow. And then that sort of helps, I think it's amazing, that helps one's mind to be very lucid, and particularly it helps to promote the kind of positive aspect of the mind or the emotions, like interconnectedness and the love and the feeling of a kindness and compassion, but then it sort of it sort of remedies the kind of objectification, reification, and then based on that judgment and grudge, and as well as anger and so much of the all kind of the confused emotions to sort of be also, at the same time, without directly aiming to them to be, remedied, it sort of naturally remedies them to sort of be much lessened or much sort of not strong in one's mind, right? And that's the great beauty of the practice in general, and it has to be kind of the mind of the analysis and the kind of the experience of the analysis and the being who's analyzing, all three coming together in this state of very kind of amazement of the world and oneself and one's own mind.